Hi Potters. So we just learned how to do vases, and now I'm going to show you some different surface treatments. The first one I'm going to show you is called Sgraffito. Let me first explain to you what I've done before the video. I've taken underglaze, and this is a color actually mixed to my liking, so it's not straight out of the bottle. And I've gotten a paintbrush. I really like these big fluffy brushes. They can be found in the top of the underglaze cabinet. They hold a lot of material and makes it easier to underglaze. I also have my pot sitting on top of a banding wheel. So I just went around, I'm spinning my pot and put about 4 coats of underglaze on this pot. And then I've gotten my materials, or I'm sorry, my tools. I have a mini ribbon tool, and actually I have a couple of them there. I also have a wooden skewer, which I like using. I also brought over a needle tool to tell you to not use a needle tool for Sgraffito. So do not use a needle tool. It just doesn't make a good enough line. The difference between the wooden skewer and the needle tool is that it's just a little bit wider tip and makes a better carving tool. So please do not use the needle tool. I also have a container of water with a sponge, and after I underglazed my pot, I had, a little bit of messy underglaze on the bottom, so I used the water and a sponge just to clean that off a little bit. Let me also tell you that I let my pot get very leather hard. It was still cold to the touch, still a little bit dark in color, but there wasn't a lot of water in it. You don't want to try to underglaze your pot when it's still too wet, otherwise the underglaze won't absorb into the pot, and it'll just take you 3 times as long to do what you could do if you just let it dry a little bit more. I also have my sketchbook of ideas for the pots that I'm going to be doing for this series. The first thing that I've done is very lightly with the wooden skewer is I've sketched out just really lightly my design. Okay, because once I cut into this, if I make a mistake, you can't go back. So I've just very lightly cut my design out. And then I'm going to take a carving tool and I usually do this on my lap. I'm going to do it up here for the demo. And I'm just scratching through that underglaze, like so. You can use different colors of underglaze. You could underglaze like a picture or image on your pot first and then do Sgraffito. If you're doing Sgraffito, I would like you to experiment with not just doing a line drawing, but maybe scratching out the interior of some of the spaces, or maybe you're going to remove the color on the exterior of the spaces. You're gonna get these like little teeny tiny nerd underglaze. Don't mess with those. If anything, you could blow them off, but right now, don't mess with them. At the very end, once it's a little bit more dry, you're gonna take a dry paintbrush and just kind of brush them off. If you mess with them now, they will fall or get pressed back into your pot. I'm gonna play around with making thick lines and thin lines depending on what angle you put this ribbon tool at. With all the techniques I'm going to show you, you can combine them. Let's say you could do, and I will probably on this pot, I'm going to do some Sgraffito, and then I'm also going to do some engobe right on the same pot. So I'm showing you the very basic steps and then leaving it up to you to get super creative. Now, for this top part, I know I want a little bit thinner of a line. So I'm going to take the wooden skewer and just kind of gently scrape that underglaze off there. Again, I'm not brushing off the nerds. So there's my basic design. I'm going to go in and add a few details and also work on the rest of the pots. I'll show you what it looks like finished. Okay, potters, I'm back. I finished the Sgraffito design. When I'm working, prefer to like lay the pot on my lap so that it has a nice soft surface to lay on. You can see that I've added lots of details, thinking about the pot and the round. And in the on-go video, I'm going to show you how I'm going to add a little on-go details to this also. So here you go, Sgraffito. Give it a try.